Hello, TED women, what is up?
Round of applause, who's never seen me before? Okay. I'm not drunk. I am Donald Trump's worst nightmare. I am Muslim. I bleed from wherever. And I'm disabled. I have cerebral palsy, so I shake all the time. Okay, we good? Let's move on.
My parents didn't ignore the fact that I was disabled. They weren't ashamed of it. It just wasn't that important.
My dad had this great trick, and what he used to do was he would dangle $1 in front of me and have me chase it. And my inner stripper was so strong.
When I was a kid, my parents couldn't afford physical therapy, so they sent me to tap dancing school instead. So my dream was always to tap dance on Broadway.
And when I was 12 years old, I was a tap soloist, and they sent me to a convention on Broadway. And we were coached by these Broadway divas, and they asked us what our dream was. And they were cheering on all the other girls' feeble dreams of like, I want to be a unicorn. And Broadway diva was like, you go, girl. And I said, I want to tap dance on Broadway in Savion Glover's Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk. And the Broadway diva looked at me and she said, you are a cripple, find another dream.
How did you get into comedy?
I wanted to be on General Hospital. And in America, Hollywood isn't crazy about people of color. But I'm not just a person of color, I'm a shaky person of color. So I had like no chance whatsoever. So I started looking at TV to find people who looked like me. And the closest I came were people like Ellen, Roseanne, Whoopi Goldberg. And I was like, that's it, I'll do comedy. And if I do comedy, I'll get on General Hospital.
My mom looks like Julia Roberts and my dad looks like Saddam Hussein. And the way they met is a very beautiful story. I love sharing it. They're first cousins. And my mom calls my dad her husband. I couldn't do that when I went to get married because I am way too disabled to marry my cousin, okay? Right? And then I couldn't do Match.com because typing was not my thing. So I went to Gaza and I caught a husband because they got no place to run. So.
Rafaela Salon? What? No, Sharmuta.
Adam Sandler helped me enormously, and Keith Olbermann was a really large influence because he put me on as a regular on his show.
I never asked Maysoon Zayed to comment on Muslim stuff because she's a contributor for the show, not a Muslim contributor, but I know this really bothers you, so welcome.
Thank you. We never discussed the disability. He said, if we're not talking about the topic, why should we address it?
You've done so much in your career. Is there anything else you would just love to do?
There's so much I want to do. Number one, I want to be on General Hospital. Like, let's bring this full circle. And the other thing I'd like to do is win an Oscar, which I think would be very, very easy. All I need is for someone to cast me, because disabilities win awards.
Ah.
They can't say no. They can't say no. Forrest Gump, Helen Hunt in the piano, Rain Man, Marley Matlin. You want me to keep going?
Maysoon, your jokes are very, very funny, but do you find sometimes that in some audiences people aren't sure whether they should be laughing, whether they're a little bit too PC sitting there in the audience listening to you make jokes?
I've had great luck, and I think that because I start off kind of disabling them by taking the disability out of the equation, I make them know that it's okay. And while doing that, I'm also saying, laugh at yourself and figure out what in yourself is the same as what I'm battling. Because my disability happens to be something you can visually see, but everybody has something. Everybody has a monkey on their back. Mine is just shaking me wildly.
What brings you to the Metro Court?
I'm having dinner with my attorney.
Whatever he's paying you to represent him, I'll pay you double to quit.